Why, hello, beautiful people. Hey guys, hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing well. Hope we're fabulous. I know I am. All right, Bridgerton season 3, episode 4, end of part 1.
One person in whom thought and feeling are united is Her Majesty Queen Charlotte. After their meeting at the Hawkins Ball, it seems the Queen's sparkler, Miss Francesca Bridgerton, may indeed be poised to become the new Marquis Samadani.
She lavishes you with praise, Your Majesty.
You can read from all the way back there.
With much practice, anything is possible.
Then I am pleased we are so well practiced in hosting the most exquisite gatherings. We shall arrange one promptly. A celebration of our good standing.
And a chance, perhaps, to secure our match for Miss Francesca.
Step another pace backward. You read me too well.
There is a caller here.
Yes, bring him in.
Lord Samadani, welcome. Our cook has prepared some meat for you in anticipation of your arrival.
This isn't Lord Samadani. Please forgive us for the air.
The error is mine, I'm certain. I am here to call upon one of your daughters, if I may.
My daughter Francesca.
Oh,
Miss Francesca. John Sterling, Earl of Kilmartin.
It's a pleasure to talk to
Kilmartin.
you.
Pleasure is mine.
How do you do, sir? Kilmartin.
Seems that every member of the toilets had something to say on the matter, all out of alleged concern.
A concern is insincere at best, but once it is done, they will surely find something else on which to fixate.
You believe I should do as they would wish? Give up all that we have built?
Was it not you who proclaimed that we should embrace all that we have now? Why burden yourself with a business that will only cause further confusion?
I am not the one who is confused. I'm keeping my club.
Speppington, are you reading about the fabled Northwest Passage?
I was. I find it
Terribly confusing. We cannot make head nor tail of it. Would you be so kind as to explain?
Brilliant.
Does that make me sound terribly vapid?
Miss Featherington, I'm happy to learn that you have a passion. One that brings you such joy as my research brings me. We are alike in that way. Are there any novels in which the man goes travelling for a very long time and his wife is happy to stay behind tending the estate? I suppose that would not be a book with much sentiment, would it?
Not necessarily.
Wait a minute.
But if the wife did have her own interests in life, then perhaps they could both be very happy.
A practical match, but a happy one. I like the sound of that. And how, dare I ask, might this fictional gentleman ask for the young lady's hand? Especially if she had no male relative. If you were writing the book, that is.
Well, I suppose he would have to ask her mother.
I see. And if her mother gave her blessing, do you think she would say yes?
I think you would have to read the book.
This is a very interesting turn of events.
Do not become greedy in your success. What more could you want?
Mm-mm.
Oh, do not tell me your heart has for love. Oh, this is the very reason why I discourage you from reading. Love is make-believe. It's only in your storybooks. Do you know what is romantic? Security. Peace
is only a shame. You might miss the fruits of your labors. I hear Penelope may be getting a proposal tonight. Lady Featherington will not stop telling anyone who will listen.
Tonight? That's rather quick.
Likely because of your help. I do hope you feel better.
Oh, the one time I decide to put makeup on. This shit now. This is so not cute. Ooh.
Miss Featherington, with the amount of time I will be gone, it is essential I make a match with someone whose affections are not already engaged elsewhere.
Mm.
Whatever it is you are searching for, I do hope you find it.
Mm.
Good evening.
Mm.
Where is he going? What have you done?
That is your question. Not am I well?
Yeah.
Do I only matter to you if I have a Lord's engagement ring on my finger? I'd very much like to be more than friends. So much more.
Oh my gosh. Oof. In the words of Nelly, it's getting hot in her. Colin!
Colin,
You coming with me?
what? Your family will see me.
For God's sake, Penelope Featherington, are you going to marry me?
Yo, what a fantastic episode. Had me shook. All right, Miss Penelope. We are stopping right at you first, girl. Okay, Penelope, the bitch got 2 proposals in 1 episode. That's how Penelope's doing. For anybody interested. Yeah, this was a hectic episode for Penelope. As she hoped, Debling proposed to her, but just before he did, just before she decided, before I make the main decision, let me just ask you. So I understand you travel a lot. You know, we have things in common. We're both 2 oddballs. But is there going to be any love involved somewhere in this equation ever? And he's like, honestly, I don't know. Probably, maybe, hopefully things will develop. As for now, I like you enough as you are without the lovey-dovey stuff necessarily. And she's like, I really don't know if that's enough for me, which is fair. Both of the sides are actually fair. On Debling's side, he's just keeping it real that stuff maybe isn't instantaneous to him. And, you know, it's going to take a little bit of time to develop those feelings, which is fair. You know, everybody's different. And Penelope's polar opposite of that, where it's like, oh, I need to be in it. You know, I have to be wrapped up in your embrace and in your love. I have to feel it from the moment. It has to be that kind of lightning, can't live without you kind of love. And I get that too. And another important thing that Penelope did in this episode is that she called out her mother. You know, the fact that she's going through these high tense emotional situations and all her mother is thinking about, oh, did you secure the bag? Did you get the ring? And like, are you ever going to ask me, what about me? Have you ever asked me how I feel, how this is affecting me, the pressure that you put on me and the other girls? Like, me, I'm also just a person. Ugh. Okay, so since we're talking about Lady Featherington, we might as well just recap her real quick. Again, and this is why I enjoyed the show, because all of the characters, it's very clear where each of them come from, even when they clash with each other. So with Lady Featherington, I kind of get it. When Penelope was hesitant about saying officially whether, yes, I want to marry Debling, and the mom was like, don't come here with your bullshit. This is a good catch. He is a good match. That motherfucker got money. He's got a big house, and he's going to be gone half the time. So you're going to be running shit. And if you're going to be running shit, I'm going to be running shit. We're basically, all of our financial problems and social stigma that we've been going through over the years, all of the porakata, it's gone. You can fix our family situation like this by accepting this proposal. And you seem wishy-washy. Like, what is your problem? And bitch, if you don't make a decision, I'll make a decision. She's been struggling by herself, raising these daughters in this super judgmental society with no sons, and trying to keep the family afloat and keep the family's reputation intact, although that hasn't come to fruition as of late. Why I know the struggle is because I grew up with a single mother. So I remember seeing that struggle firsthand. So I get it. And well, in my situation, it wasn't as extreme as what Kris Jenner over here has to do, but it's understandable that she's just trying to keep everybody afloat. She's trying to make sure everybody's secured. Nobody wants to be out on these streets suffering. Secure the bag, secure it for the family, for your children, for our generation, for our lineage. So, you know, eesh. The dramas of the human condition, huh? And then over to Lord Debling. I admire Lord Debling. Really, I do. It's clear that him and Penelope are not going to be together. And I love that he stands on who he is with his head held high and with such dignity and poise and class. Because he's astute enough to recognize that Penelope's attentions seem to be a little bit all over the place. So he recognized what was up. He confronted her straight up, like, look, you and this little boy, you guys seem to have a little energy there, and it doesn't look like you really want to commit. And he called her out because he knows his self-worth. He has self-esteem, and he's like, no, I'm not gonna, give my heart to another person and potentially give my land and my possessions and let this person into my home and in my life for someone who's not sure about her feelings for me. Rather, you just go and sort out what you need to sort out with Colin. And if that works out for you, great. If not, I wish you all the best. And that was such a gentlemanly move. He let her go and he wished her well. It was painful for him, but he did the right thing. He was just like, this is not for me. I'm not going to be here playing second fiddle to a little boy. Okay, so Colin. He's still down bad. The man is still suffering. The man still can't breathe. But I think now it's a bit different than the previous episode because now it's more of him. He's accepted that, okay, I'm in love with Penelope. I want to be with this woman. Now it's just him going through the motions and really trying to make peace with and reconcile with not caring what other people will think if he actually decides to grow some balls and take the next step with her. It's him really like, fuck, what are people gonna think? Will my friends still view me the same? And speaking of his friends, he's outgrowing that too, his love for Penelope and the things that he's seen in around the world and his travels. He's just starting to outgrow his old self and just wanting to take that next step, as a person and with Penelope. And it's ironic that he's struggling with what society might think about his decisions, because when he was training Penelope at the beginning of the season, he was mainly teaching her not to care so much about what people think. And ironically, that's the struggle that he's going through now. So sometimes it's always tough to take your own advice. Sometimes not so easy to take it on for yourself. And on to Lady V. She's the perfect definition of a mother. In my eyes, she's one of the greatest mothers I've seen on TV or in movies. She's just perfection. She's not a perfect person, but she's perfection in how she mothers her children, the way she communicates with her kids. Like there was a moment when Francesca, at the end of the episode, after what's his name, Sir Kilmartin brings her the piece of music that he rearranged for her. And she was like, oh shit, I want to go home and try this music now. And immediately she was like, Mom, I want to go home. Mom didn't argue. You could tell she was like, do it. Fine, okay. If that's what you want, let's go. That was such a cute moment of your mom just respecting your boundaries and just able to let you do your thing, pushing you just the right amount, but not too much to drive you away. And that's a lesson she had to learn from Eloise from last season. And she mentioned it before. She said, I'm going to try not to push them too hard like I did for Eloise. That also speaks to the character's growth, that she learned from her mistakes and she's deliberately and very intentionally trying to do better. Other than that, the way she listens to her kids, she's nurturing, she's warm, she's understanding, she's direct, she's honest, and she's respectful. That's the thing I've noticed about her that I love. She respects her children. She's still a mother. She still, lets them know, I'm the boss around here. Y'all better respect me. But she gives just as much as she gets in terms of respect. The way she talks to them, the way she approaches them, it's such a joy to see. And then Lady Danbury and her brother, I think that's a really hilarious duo. Okay, so she's side eyeing him about getting a bit too close to Lady V. He's like, that's my chummy, that's my girl, and I don't want you coming here and corrupting that good woman. And he was like, no, she's different. I'm quoting someone incredible. My heart is in the good place. She was like, motherfucker, your heart is in your pants, okay? That's where your heart is. So stop it, okay? You're going to be hoeing about in these streets. It's going to reflect badly on me. And it's going to reflect badly on Lady V. Like what are you doing? You just came here to start problems or what? No. I'm a bit wonky on him. Like a part of me recognized that moment he had with Lady V, a shared experience of grief and losing their spouses. So maybe he is looking for true love and he is looking for his love match, as Lady V would say. But I don't know. I still don't trust him. He seems too eager to be in the streets also. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong because I'm always going to root for love, but I'm always going to keep one foot in the real world and know that these streets are filthy. And these motherfuckers would tell you anything. They're scammer born every minute, every second. I am a woman of the world. I've been here a long time. We've seen it all, honey. Okay, and then we have Francesca, who's giving me the most random love story that I didn't know I needed. So she found her person. She found the male version of herself, someone that's just as much of an oddball, that has kind of the same quirks as her, that appreciates the same things as her, mainly silence. Shut the fuck up. I love you. You love me. We don't need to say anything. You are over there. I'm over here, just chilling. Oh, that's such an interesting, cute little dynamic that they have. We have the Mondridges. Okay, so they're going through a time when they have to make very difficult decisions. Well, the wife kind of already knows what she wants to do, but the man, he is still struggling because, to sort of fit into society, it's not a good look apparently for him to have his bar. I guess in the eyes of the rich and the fancy and the pearl wearing folks. Cotton. Yeah, they think it's a little ghetto for him to have that bar. They think it's beneath them. And that he's elevated now, and yeah, you can get rid of all that poor man shit. You one of us now. And he's like, I kind of worked my ass off for this. I take pride in what I built here, and it's a service that I'm providing. It's the spot. I spent a great deal of time building this, but now, things have to change. I have to compromise. I don't know what I would do, but instinctually, I think I would sell the bar. Not from the energy of like, to hell with where I came from. I'm better now. Not from that. I think more just for the family. It's one of those, just take one for the family. It's about his son now. It's about them raising a royal now, because they're only royals through their son. And they have to set him up for as much success. You don't want to raise him into a royal and have rumors and stories and bad reputation from, ooh, yeah, but his dad owned a bar. I think for the sake of the family, I think this would be a sacrifice that I would make for my son, but it can also be a lesson to his son about standing your ground. I don't know, what do you guys think? Cressida, my girl, it was so sad to see her waiting at home with her mom, waiting for Collis to come over. That was really sad. It made me so. It broke my heart for her. But she's also her worst enemy, because if she wasn't so inauthentic when she's interacting with potentials, she could get somewhere. And this is a tip that she can take from Penelope, of just being authentic. The way that Penelope went up to Debling and she was like, look, this is how I am. I bet if Cressida did that to Debling, I think he would actually be open to getting down with her. I really do. Because obviously him as an authentic person appreciates that stuff. So I kind of hope they end up together, because she is a good woman underneath it all. She should just show it more often, because she's charismatic as fuck. Even Eloise loves her now. And Eloise is a hard person to get on your side, because she sees through all the bullshit. But even Eloise recognizes that this is a wonderful woman that's not really playing her hand right, is not really embracing the great things about herself, which is her personality, which she keeps hidden, and she masks it with this bullshit, ditzy, messy. She's more than that. There's more depth, and she needs to start seeing that within herself. Just like how Penelope started being more real with herself, that could apply to Cressida, and she would kill it. I mean, she's gorgeous. That is something that she doesn't struggle with. And maybe that is part of her problem, because she feels that, well, I'm beautiful, so that's all it takes. But she's starting to see that a lot more is required to get a man of an upstanding character, not just some fucking idiot off the street, but a man with actual integrity and dignity that would honor her and actually make her happy. And she also mentioned in this episode that her dad was like, listen, if you don't find a husband, I'm just going to pimp you out to one of these old niggas that I play cards with. I don't know. I think I'm getting too invested in Cressida's emotional journey, because I just want to rescue her. I just want to shake her and be like, snap out of it. Go get you a Debling. You're good enough to get a good Debling. That came out wrong. And then last but not least, I had to save this one for the end. The carriage scene, though. Woo! I had to clutch my pearls. He done sullied that woman in a carriage. They went in. Oh my goodness, I was blushing and everything. I was like, oh. You know what? I thought it was just going to be them making out and him professing his love and them maybe driving off into the night and, I don't know, doing something other than him. Yeah. And it escalated so quickly. It was like, ooh, okay, this is hot. Like, okay, this is sexy. Oh. I felt like a teenager again. I was like, oh my. I got every night with you. Oh, look at me blushing like I'm not a grown-ass woman. The thought did cross my mind like, well, he has to marry her now because he sullied her. Because at that point, they would have witnesses with the carriage drivers. They must have heard something, because that bitch was moaning. Yeah, it was hectic, but yeah, people are grown. People are adults. Colin is her person at the end of the day. It was always obvious, and I'm glad that they finally got their feelings out, and it manifested in a very sensual way. But good for them. They belong together. And initially when he proposed, I was like, okay, that was quick. Because I thought that them getting together, the back and forth, and them overcoming their struggles and conflicts to finally come together as a unit would be played out throughout the whole season. But it's like, okay, so it's just for part 1. But then it dawned on me that, season 2 is for finding out that she's Lady Whistledown. So that's gonna be interesting. So now they're in love. Will that affect his love for her? Will he be low-key just as messy and join her as Mr. Whistledown? Will he somehow get into it? Remember, he is a good writer. Penelope did point out that you're actually a decent writer. Will he dump her? Will he be able to forgive her? How will he find out? How will she try and hide the secret? Will Eloise be involved in helping her try to hide the secret? So this is going to be very interesting. Okay, so I think that just about covers everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. This episode was fantastic. This first half of season 3 was just so fantastic, and I cannot wait to see the rest. I will see you guys in a couple of weeks when part 2 comes out, and yeah, let's chop it up, and I hope to see you guys soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care of yourself and each other. All I really want, all I really want, all I want is your love. Allow me to